The pre-1600 World Conquest Challenge continues, this time with more wars, more action, more truce breaks, and more explosions. Oh, not that kind of explosion, this kind. Could I complete this pre-1600 World Conquest Challenge as a non-horde? We'll find out in this video. We pick up where we left off in the last video, which you can see up here in the top right corner. We were currently trying to get truces with everyone in Asia and Africa so we can begin our conquest in Europe without having to worry about a coalition forming. Yes, we were the strongest nation in the game, yes, we had the highest income, the biggest army, everything, but if we got AAE with all of the Europeans, a coalition would still form. There's also this mega Austria that was growing in Europe, going for its own world conquest. We have unfortunately entered another stage where I'm conquering really fast, which has put us near 200 overextension for like the last 5 years, which does mean we have a lot of rebels right now. But if we just clear them out, we'll be fine. We do have like 300k troops on the field right now. It's permanent. The worst part about this is I still didn't know about this really strong conquering mechanic that is in Europa Universalis 4, and I actually feel like an Omega noob not knowing this, and I'm going to talk about that later. I actually could be conquering right now with no rebels, and like I said, I'll talk about how later on when I discover it in this run. I guess that's the consequence of not being able to get outside help. If we do the math of the remaining development on the map, which I've done, I've been actually conquering faster than I actually had to, but now if I conquer 176 dev per year, which is not that much considering the last 10 years we've been conquering over 200 dev a year. We conquer 176 dev per year, we will finish before 1600. Calculating the conquest in terms of development per year is actually kind of pepega, especially considering that most of the dev left in the hardest part of this run is going to come from native tribes in the Americas and Australia, which is a whole headache on its own. Luckily, this wasn't a one-tag world conquest, or I really think it would have been impossible to do it from this point. Like, I just played 30 minutes and I played less than like half a year. That's like actually... We're playing at like a rate right now of like an hour per year per hour, or an hour per year. But you have to play that slow when you're conquering like this, or you'll just get overwhelmed. You can't really do all the micro. All right, so we're here 1552. We basically finished China. Ming basically exploded after one major war. Look at those cores. Look at the Ming cores. But it's 1552. Our objective was to finish Africa and Asia. We'll basically make it so every country that's in either Africa or Asia is one war away from being conquered. We're really close to that. As you can see, Shun right here is one war away. Oirat is one war away. Japan, we're gonna piece them out, and then again they will be one war away. All of these nations right here, they're one war away. But yes, as we continue to expand, of course we have been taking debt, but we our loan cap is doing pretty good. We also got nice events for interest per annum. Then we have to do these wars over here. Then like this is all simultaneous, by the way. We need to do these wars, the war against Songhai, first war against Songhai, war against Hasao, war against Oyo, war against Bonoman, war against Fulo, war against Cabo, simultaneously while we're doing the war against Sakalava, Maldives, all of these, the Malaya wars, Tugning, Taiwan, these guys, and then once we're done with all of those wars, which should be less than 5 years. We should do all of those wars in less than 5 years, preferably in 3 years. All of those wars. Yes, that sounds insane, but that's what we have to do. In 3 to 5 years, we need to finish all of those wars that I just mentioned. We need to start doing the Europeans. But yeah, the biggest concern isn't Europe. The biggest concern is native RNG. Seriously, natives are no joke. This right here is a tool system that you can use in your campaigns. It works on Iron Man saves. It's kind of like Skanderbeg, but it's a little bit more focused on single player and less about like stats. We can actually use this. What is this? The Zuni Confederation. I think this is actually good. But yeah, there's also the Huron is big, and Cusco is fighting Portugal. That's also really good. So if you didn't know this, if you fully annex someone that has colonies, so if you fully annex Spain or Portugal who still has colonies, even if they have liberty desire, you will gain those colonies. You will get those colonies, okay? So it's really good that the colonial overlords have big colonies. That's a good thing, because that means that if you fully annex the overlords, you will be able to get these big colonies that you will give you a good boost when it comes to New World. Why it's really important that the natives can screw this run is that if they migrate in annoying places or places that we cannot reach without colonizing like 3 provinces, this run is dead in the water. Done. Luckily for us, there's a huge Huron Zuni Confederation, and there's a Huron. So this one, I think, is in the bag, chat. I don't want to jinx it. We need to get exploration ideas, which means we need to take Tech 14 ahead of time. Of course, right now, Tech 13 is 5 years, so that's fine. But as you can see right here, once it's in Yerevan, we should be able to what we can do here is also destate more. Yeah, all of this is going to get destated except our capital. It's fine. This is stuff that was our vassals' land, which is why it's considered full chord. Once we get the institution, we will embrace, click this, boom. Even now it's not that expensive with a 50% malice. But that's what I was saying. If we could get Angkor or any tech cost wonder, that will help us a lot, because we will need to take Tech 14 ahead of time so we can get exploration ideas, get the first 2 in exploration. Those are the most 2 important, right? The first 2 in exploration ideas, so we can start exploring over here, start making colonies. Basically, you make colonies, make claims, deck on natives. Boom, 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 boom. And the native conquest begins like that. That should be around 1575, giving us 25 years to clear every single native on the map. So just like that, our world conquest continues, and we started doing a bunch of chain wars. Japan, Songhai, Brunei, Congo were the only 4 nations left outside of Europe that we're going to take more than 1 war to fully annex. And that's a really great place to be, because we are getting ready to clean up and do these wars. Of course, in some cases, we are taking white pieces against people's allies so we can reset truces and conquer faster. Although at this point we were losing money, we were still getting some money from our wars, and we were also still building buildings. Of course, courthouses and state houses were the most important thing that we needed to build, but I did put in a couple workshops and manufactories that were high value in order to increase our income more. Obviously, the most important thing was to not bankrupt before we reach the end of the run. At that point, we can take as many loans as possible as long as we don't bankrupt before the end of the run. Finally, embrace institution. Finally! At this point of the run, we're playing this game almost like it's a stop time strategy like Civilization. Here we're using every single day or every couple of days as a turn, and we pause, playing at speed 2, making a move on all of the different places that we're fighting, since we're fighting in South Africa, West Africa, Southeast Asia, and East Asia all at the same time. I wouldn't say that this playstyle requires a lot of skill, but rather requires a lot of patience and dedication. Simulation completed. Another simulation completed. With most of Asia and Africa now completed, it was time to start doing our wars in Europe, starting with Muscovy. Keep in mind, once we piece out the first European, which in this case is Muscovy, we needed to fight every single European power, the strongest of them, one by one, and keeping them on truces to not get a coalition. It was so important that we don't get a coalition at this point, or our run will come to a halt. This is the point that we also noticed that a Hungary under the PU of Poland was having a high liberty desire, meaning we could give them their independence by simply offering to fight if there was an independence war. I was really praying that Poland would just release them since they just lost the war to Austria, and that's exactly what they did, making conquering Eastern Europe just a little bit easier. Spain wartime! This war should be finishing, so we should have stacks coming up. We have this stack coming as well. Yeah, it's Spain wartime, man. Over time, we have been slowly building our Mediterranean fleet to overcome the fleet of Spain. This war, though, was going to be quite difficult because Spain also had some scary allies, such as France, which had 150k troops on his own. The goal here was to just basically siege out his allies, white peace them, and then do a war against Spain. First naval battle won. That's very important. It's very important we beat him navally here. Need to beat up the French Navy here. Come on. Don't run, dude. It's getting really close, man. 39 years. I need to conquer, like, basically rest of all of Europe. Big, huge Austria. But that could be a good thing, because now we don't need to truce break. What you do is you attack Austria. Then you attack HRE minion. Then you attack Austria. Then you attack HRE minion. And you do that, you don't reset the truce, you just take 100% from Austria each time, because he'll be belligerent every single time you deck. It will cost dip points, but at this point it's fine. We only need the first two ideas in exploration anyways. We just need to get Tech 14 admin, and that's it. Diplotech, I think we're pretty much done with Diplotechs. Miltech will get 14, maybe 15, very unlikely. But Tech 14 admin is where we stop with admin techs. We get exploration ideas, start doing the New World stuff all over around the world, and then just try to finish this World Conquest chat. We need to just force France out of this war, and then it will be a lot easier. I need to also win a naval engagement against Castile, which I mean against Spain, but that's kind of scary, so I decided to build a bunch of galleys to just basically secure that naval battle. And then this is the war that we get both Alhambra and Malta, and then we are going to take that to build them to max levels, which again is going to get scary. We are in 71k of debt, but that's not even half of our loan cap. Like I was talking about the last stream, like taking debt is fine, like as long as we don't bankrupt before we finish conquering the world, right? So even if we take out all of our loans, if we don't bankrupt before we finish the World Conquest, then we're fine, right? This is why I was going to integrate vassals, but I'm just not going to even bother, because it means that I'm going to have a period where I'm not in war. And right now, I just need to be at war. One tag is not a requirement for this World Conquest. It never was. But I wanted to initially, but with given the stakes of what's going on, I don't know. I don't think I'll be able to do it. It's time to engage the Spanish fleet. Oh no. What do we run there? Okay. While this is going on, have to micro other things. Make sure where's rebels. They're down here. Get them. I need you to go up like that, and you to go up like that. Then we're gonna need 1k to deal with the occupations. Okay. Engage. This is the best guy I got. F4 maneuver. Alright, I'm gonna save right here in case we need to crash the game. He has no general. Please win, please win, please win. He has way more morale. Is everyone in? More galleys than heavies, that's fine. We're in the Mediterranean. This navy battle is actually so important. Yes! Run here so we can cross. And we're also engaging navally over here. Okay, now that we can cross, go, 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 go. Can also unblack flag these guys. Like, dumb idiot did this without taking any loans, without doing any mercenaries. So definitely I could have played this like a lot better. But this is my first single player run that's like this. And I already know for my next single player run, so many things that I could be improving, right? But for this run, I think I will have to roll for pulse events. The interest pulse events are actually quite important.
With Spain's army and navy decimated, it was now time to attack Poland.
So we finished our war against Spain here. 35 years left on the clock, by the way. What we're going to do now is we're going to do this. We need to remake our loans, okay? So we need to hit this a couple times. The 1% loans. So laggy. Why is it so laggy? We're going to take drain loans. We're going to go here. Let's do Granada first. Also, what we need to do is we need to cancel all of those we just did. Alright. Now our conquest will be even faster. We can reset the truce on Spain by declaring war on Mazab. So many things can go wrong right now. I have to play so carefully.
It's time now to face off against the menacing Austria. We were also attacking Venice at this time, which was fully occupying our Byzantium vassal. They were a bigger threat than we thought.
This right here is the hardest part of doing Europe, because we now need to truce cycle the major powers of Europe before they join a coalition against us. And then basically, yeah. So we're like this close to getting a big coalition on us, but we kind of did it just right, where we attacked Poland. Then once Austria left the coalition, we attacked Austria. We're going really hard over force limit right now, right? But if we can get to 1,000 troops just for like a little bit, just not for too long. Yes, it will hurt our economy a lot. Yes, we will take loans. But we can do military hegemon, and military hegemon on base gives 10 province war score and 5 admin efficiency, just base. So you don't need to stay at 1,000. As long as you don't lose a war, you will always have those bonuses. But for lost battles, chief. We need more troops. Okay, peace out Venice here. This is like playing very intricately. Okay, once we get less overextension, we'll fully annex should. Okay. Alright, this is a really good start. Killing the Austrian army. We have naval superiority there. Okay, we can finally deal with these rebels. Very good start. And don't worry about the coalition chat. Once we are peace out. Once we peace out Austria and France and we take big peace deals from them, we'll be fine.
Our conquests in Europe were going okay. But you remember how I was saying I was making a huge mistake in this entire run? Well, yeah, I actually was making this run a lot harder than it needed to be for myself. And I'll explain how right now.
But I've been making a mistake this entire time. Something that I haven't even considered was I could decrease the amount of rebels I'm spawning, right? If I just start increasing autonomy. I was doing a little bit of that, but if we increase the autonomy, and this is something that I just learned very recently, if we increase the autonomy and then basically conquer and cycle, so you conquer, you go overextended, and then you core everything before rebels spawn, and then you go to 0 overextension. The rebels will cancel, completely reset, and then you can go ahead and conquer again. And you can keep doing this, going extremely overextended without spawning rebels. And this is something that I didn't even realize you could do. Another thing is I should be deleting basically all my forts that aren't like on the front line of Europe. Like all of these forts here, we should just be deleting. I was thinking like it would help against rebels, but it's actually quite the opposite. Having to unsiege provinces from rebels, like forts from rebels, is actual pain. So I'm just gonna go through here and just delete. Every single fort. I should have done this like, you know, like 30 years ago, 40 years ago. Probably anywhere where I don't have like enemy AIs on the border. Even Japan, it's not needed. I already deleted 2 forts here. It's not needed because Japan has like 8k troops. How do you not go bankrupt while expanding? Well, our income keeps going up, right? We still have a bunch of loans to go through. But you keep expanding, and with autonomy at local autonomy at 75%, we also, what we can be doing, which is what I've been doing, is doing trade company investments that increase the local autonomy in the entire region. I believe it's the, what is it? Which one is it? It's this one, the governor's mansion. It also gives manpower, as you can see right here. Oh, I have no states. I have no states. Only things that are dark green like this are from integrated vassals. I have 1 state only, and it's my capital. You can see it from this menu as well. And then we also recently took loans to build another phase of buildings. State houses and courthouses. So we don't go over gov cap. Okay, yeah, we want to delete all these forts here. Like, it's so pain unsieging these. Such pain, so we need to just remove them. Okay. Right now, we need to finish coring the Philippine stuff. I'm about to do another peace deal in 50 days. Oh, and the coalition is finally breaking. That's really good. It's probably due to me going to 700k. I think what we're going to try to do... is to reach a mill hegemon. And then delete troops. So, which is why we have all of the mercs taken out. If we reach mill hegemon, we get -10 province war score cost and another 5 admin efficiency. Keep in mind, right now we already have 15 admin efficiency, and then we also have 20 province war score cost from diplomatic ideas. Then we have another 45. I think it's 45, or is it 35? Or is it just 40? It's 40 province war score cost versus other religions. So, yeah, there you go. The coalition's breaking. As I was saying, the coalition's gonna break just because we're so strong. Here's another wonder that we probably should upgrade to max level. We stole it from Deccan, upgraded it to level 2, but upgrading it to another level will give us another 0.5 tolerance. Which may seem insignificant, but it's actually quite significant. I think I'm gonna do it. Okay, now this run's getting a lot easier because I'm doing this trick, where I increase autonomy on provinces to basically not give rebels. Actually, look how stable my country... Well, don't, ignore the rebels that I already spawned, but look at how stable it is now. I mean, that's the problem when you're just like going into this blind and you've never done a run like this before. I've never done something like this before with the autonomy and managing the rebels this way. I've never done that before, but now I know. Now I know. Okay, so we're gonna be doing the trick that we just learned, right? Why aren't we piecing out these guys, right? As long as we don't have call to peace, we're fine here. Now, we're gonna do all these peace deals at the same time. It's gonna give us a lot of overextension. But if I do this right, I actually shouldn't spawn a lot of rebels. The key part here is that we don't interrupt the process of coring. All right, so that's 100%. Songhai. Oh wait, we need to do Mazab too. Actually, we can save the Diplo points and do Mazab in the same peace deal as Songhai. Did I co-bij? Actually, I don't think I co-bijed, so it doesn't even matter. No, I did. Okay, perfect. Perfect, so that's going to cost 0 dip points. I need all the dip points I can get. Mazab fully annexed. Okay, let's do the peace deals. 1. Legion people are accepted. 2. Okay. Then 4. 500 overextension. But if I do this right, I shouldn't get any rebels. If I did this right, I shouldn't get any rebels, okay? Here's where this is gonna get a bit tough. Okay, if I did this right, I shouldn't be getting any rebels. Okay, so on the newly acquired land, we need to increase autonomy. 10-month coring, yes. It's 6-month coring for claims and accepted cultures. So the Slovaks and the Silesians are going to be 6 months. Everywhere else, it's 9 months. So I need to make sure no rebels or I don't get into any wars that will stop coring. And I'll be completely fine with very minimal rebels if I did this right. And then on the 18th is the patch. So exclamation mark ideas. Sorry, I'm not trying to be rude. There's just so much I need to do right now. I think people are going to be menaces to society no matter what. I agree. Why can't I core these two? Province is under siege. Where? Where? Okay, kill him. Kill him. Oh no. Oh no. You're probably thinking, dude, you're 500 overextension. Your nation's about to blow up into a million pieces. Well, actually, no, but actually, as long as we don't interrupt, since we do here, look, as you can see here, these are accepted cultures, right? This is an accepted culture. This will be done in 6 months. No, 9. Oh, wait, you have to update it. I need to do it again.
There you go. 7 months in accepted, 9 months in unaccepted.
That's what I'm talking about, chat. Look at that. It worked. Look at all those rebellions. Overextension is actually a number, dude. Overextension is a number. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. All those gray rebellions. To stop the other rebellions, what do? We go into here. Wherever we can. I should have been doing this all along, man. No rebels. You see that, chat? Do you see that? Yeah, there's none of these reforms that I want, and we're not going to get any reforms after this, so I think I'm just going to click this a bunch of times for governing capacity. There you go. And we're still paying loans to build state houses and courthouses. We have a bunch of state houses that are about to finish. France, no. We have to piece all of them at the same time. That's the key. You have to do all of your peace deals at the same time. You can reach 1,000 overextension. As long as you have enough admin for all of it, it's fine. So we just go through here. We just look, okay, you know, you can also use the macro builder for this, honestly. Okay. And boom, with the nation of our size, I was making it so hard on myself, man. So close to Mill Hegemon. So close. And then we can start deleting stacks and we can start making money again. Wow. Until then, though, suffering, agony, pain. Buddy.
In other news, we just started getting our exploration idea and we started exploring the new world. This was a key moment here because we now can finally start seeing the new world and start our expansion against the natives, which is going to be actually one of the hardest parts of this entire run. As you guys can see, Europe is going incredibly fast. And the best part is that we can keep chaining Austria down, which was the biggest European nation since he was the HRE emperor. All we have to do is attack an HRE minion and then just full annex out of Austria, since they are automatically co-belligerents as they are the emperors of the HRE.
25 years left, man. On the dot. This is getting too crazy. I'm saying. This is our courthouse map mode right now, chat. We've been just building them based off of where it's good. Yes, we've been taking loans to build them because admin efficiency is more important right now. And our economy will look better as soon. And then state houses, any state that's grayed out, it has a state house in it. Okay, time for our next peace deal. Okay, we have our peace deals ready. Okay, this guy, boom. Boom. Wait 1 day. We should get 3 cultures accepted: Gascon, Norman, Britain, and France just bankrupted. You two. Boom. That's gonna cost me some dip. All right, we've got more mercs. Military hegemon. Put us at 20 admin efficiency. Good. And it's, what is it? Another 10 province war score cost. Good. Let's just check. For example, Lithuania is now 1 war. Austria is now 2 wars instead of 3 wars. France is 1 war. England is still 2 wars. Spain, probably still 2 wars. Yeah, Portugal, probably still 2 wars. 1 war! Fully annexed Portugal! What? Another round of coring done. And no rebels. Right now, these colonizers fighting the natives for us, that is so good. I'm now 768 overextension. If these cores don't get interrupted, I will only spawn 4 rebels. With New World and Australia spotted, it was time to start dealing with the rebels. The first thing that I tried was trying to sell provinces to the natives, thinking that this would work, but it did not work. For some reason, they would buy the province for a lot of money, and then they would immediately delete the province. I don't know how they would do that. So since that trick did not work, I decided to go with the extreme option. We already finished our diplomatic ideas that we needed. We already were taking minus diplomacy. What if we just vassalize all the natives? And that's exactly what we decided to do. Oh, it's beautiful. Min-maxing the trade. It's like a round of roly-poly. So much money. We have really high trade. I have a problem. I couldn't fully annex Portugal because he has an isolated province right over here. This is like just world conquer things. I'm praying that it's a colony I can burn, but I have a feeling that it isn't. But that does give us time to start doing other wars. It is! This is actually so good. Okay, this also gives us time to go siege more of Spain. Alright, we fully annexed Portugal. Won the war, finally won the war, but because we fully annexed Portugal, we get all of his colonies. The Portuguese Peru, Portuguese Rio de Prata, Portuguese Colombia, and Caribas are now ours. Next, peace deal. This. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Full annexation. Exactly 100 war score. I can't believe the religious war is still going on. Like, they're fighting the religious war and I'm just conquering everything around them. It's kind of funny. I'm actually making money while paying 500 ducats interest. I've reached that stage of the game. I'm literally fighting both sides of the religious war right now at the same time. They're fighting each other and I'm fighting both of them. It's kind of funny. The religious war is finally over. They put their differences aside. Oh, okay, they didn't really put their differences aside. The Catholics just won. With most of Europe conquered, it was time to start focusing on the natives of America. Luckily for us, there was one nation that had a huge confederation, which was allied or confederated with almost every single North American tribe. We were going to co-belligerate them, and we were going to now vassalize all of the native tribes. Yes, this is going to kill our diplomatic points really hard, but this was the only solution that I could think of that would let us complete this world conquest in time. Just look at how many nations I'm co-belligerating here. Now, 11 years left in this run. I had to start booking it and get all of these natives while finishing up Europe. Luckily for us, most of the natives were behind in tech, so we didn't need to actually commit that much. However, it was annoying sieging and unsieging and sieging and unsieging. Just to be safe here, I now took max loans. There is going to be a point here where I'm probably going to have to bankrupt near the very end of the run so I could complete wars that require unjustified demands. So the thing about unjustified demands is if you reach negative 999 diplo points, you can no longer do wars of unjustified demands. However, what you can do is you can bankrupt, which will send your dip to negative 100 instead of negative 100,999, and then do peace deals for unjustified demands. All right, first war against England. We don't need to take 100% here. We're getting closer and closer. I feel it. I'm in it! It's actually peak late game when the Mongol mercenaries are in the middle of the Americas. We're gonna have the blitzkrieg. We're in the last 7 years, even less than that, 6 years. We need to do Poland super duper fast. Barrage, assault, I think even. Now we're getting into the final 6 months. The final 6 months, I'm doing a war every month while also stabbing up. We're staying around here. The problem though is war exhaustion. We're gonna have to care for our war exhaustion because we can't reduce it for obvious reasons. I'm debating even why is it? Oh, because I need to do this. Level 5 advisor, whatever. We have the money. We have the money to spend it. I'm even debating focusing dip for a little bit, but we should only have one more unjustified demand, which is on Brandenburg, because I don't think we'll be able to do the peace deal through England. If you notice, we actually have negative stab here. It's because we did a truce break on Poland, and we did a truce break on Spain. Then we need to do a truce break on England. Then we need to do a truce break on Brandenburg. That will put us into the last truce breaks that we should need to complete this run, which is why we're at negative stab. We just stab up once. You cannot do a war at negative 3 stab, so we just need to stab up once and continue from there. It actually was a mistake getting rid of Spain's forts, because now I have to get war gold from other places. If he still had his forts and I didn't snake his forts and deleted them, I could siege his forts every time I fought him and I would have got like 60-70 war score. Like, see England, I've got 4 forts on him, 3 forts. I'm at 54. Meanwhile, Spain, I have his capital 34 because he only has 2 forts. With only 5 years left, we actually now ran into a very unique problem that I've never had before. We need to now peace out every single time we have a diplomat free. We did upgrade Petra to the max level to get envoy travel time to be reduced to the highest level, but since we are on such a time limit and we are in so many separate wars and we need to do so many separate peace deals, we need to time our diplomats perfectly. I'm right now searching for Spanish's province. There's one. I'm missing one province, so I'm looking for it. Oh, I see it right there. There it is. That's full annexation. No? Malacca? I finally found the province. It's right here. The Spanish province. It's right here. I can get its name, maybe? No, I can't even core it. I found it! Okay, England done. I think this is our last war besides HRE, actually, so it's not really our last one, but we found this guy finally. Okay, now we can stab up. Goes to Spain again. See, it might. In that case, we'll have to keep Poland as a OPM, then deck on HRE and hope that... Let's see. Don't be Poland. I mean, don't be Spain. Don't be Spain. Don't be Spain. If it's Spain again, we're gonna have to reload. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna have to keep Spain as OPM. Essentially, because Poland was the HRE emperor, if I annexed him, Spain would become the next valid HRE emperor. And that was very bad for us because that meant that we could not finish our wars against the rest of the HRE since we were already in war with the HRE emperor. And we were in the process of fully occupying Spain's colonies since we couldn't get war score any other way. So that meant that we needed to keep Poland as an OPM so we could attack the other HRE miners. And then at some point near the very end, truce break Poland since he was bankrupt and no longer defending the other HRE miners. So put us in a predicament, but that was our solution. Yes, the most stable country of all time, guys. Since rebels take 5 full years before they get their demands through occupation, and you cannot break as long as you are in war, we just started ignoring rebels and coring, which caused us to have a crap ton of rebels, and I had to dance around the rebels in order
to complete my wars.
They're not real, dude. There is no rebels. I have no idea what you're talking about. They're not real. They're not real. But you don't know about it. They won't hurt you. Ooh, 4 war score against Spain. That's really good. Need to keep hunting these armies down for more war score against Spain. I still have ticking. Yes, 20 ticking. That actually puts us in enough. Oh, but I can get it faster. Oh, there's another battle I'm winning right there. I need to siege these guys now. Spain is bankrupt. When did that happen? Spain is bankrupt and they have max war exhaustion. Heck yeah. Another one. I am not Jovan. I need all the points for barrages, my friend. I'll tell you if I need generals. That's the general rule on my stream. I'm sorry. All that's left are these little minions. Oh, even Australia, we just finished it. All that's left are the HRE guys. Declare war on Trent. Now entering a phase where I'm going to save scum any siege above 30%. If a siege is above 30% and I don't get it, I'm going to crash my game and we are going to reload. Bremen allying Goslar. The guy's a G. He's improving relations with so many people. I guess they're trying to make an alliance before they fall. Oh man, if Bremen didn't ally, we would have to have spent like 5 hours trying to roll an advisor pulse event, which I did not want to do. I really did not want to do that. Spend 5 hours just reloading the game, trying to get a pulse event in the last year. I did not want to do that. Here we go! The final wars! The final wars! The final wars! To my surprise, there was still one native that I had no idea was about until I saw him on the Great Power list. Luckily, I had an army nearby to go explore it. However, I still needed 1 stability in order to truce break against him, or do a no CB against him rather, which was very heart-wrecking because that meant that I might not make this run unless I sat and tried to get an advisor stab +1 stab event in order to do a no CB on that guy. But then, without reloading, this happened. Woo! 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 Woohoo! Religious devotion. Our people are religiously devoted. Our people are religiously devoted. Check on this guy. What's up, nerd? Time for you to die. Okay. Alright. Save. And then we need to bankrupt. Because we can't do these peace deals. Yeah, we can't do these peace deals. Oh. Can we do Zui? Oh, we can do Zui. Showed me unjustified demands though. Look. Yeah, unjustified demands. 136. So I just need to bankrupt. And just like that, with barely any time to spare, we completed our pre-1600 World Conquest. What a great feeling. What a great game. Alright, now to take the save. Now to take the save. And then here's what we do with the save. We need to give Zlevik the save like this. I wonder if he'll actually do it. That'd be funny if he did. Okay, so we take a save. So I did actually send the save to Zleviks to see if he could save it after what we're about to see right now, which is the biggest nation explosion that I've ever experienced. But before that, let's do a quick time lapse to see our conquest over the years. Na 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 na. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Here's where it gets crazy because this is where we get admin ideas. Once you get admin ideas, the World Conquest goes crazy. Watch this. If you blink, you'll miss a lot. Dude, watch China. Watch China how fast it's gonna die. I'm gonna also go to medium speed. Slow down a bit. Boom, boom, boom. The hardest part for this was the opener and then near the end. The opener and the end were the hardest part. Keep in mind, we did the opener like, what, 4 or 5 times before we finally... No, we did it more. We did it like 7 times before we finally did it. It's the opener and the ending that are the hardest part. What changed with the admin ideas? You get less than 10 months coring time. And then Europe, 1572, dude. Remember chat? Well, 1570. This is before. Remember chat when people were like, dude, there's no way you conquer Europe in 30 years. Well, I did. It's not just a Ajam. In the span of 5 years as Timurids, you need to kill Ajam, win a war against Delhi, snake to Delhi first of all, win a war against Delhi, win a war against Mamluks, and win a war against AQ, all in like the first 5-7 years. Another proof right here. Everyone's 0, the 7th GP, there's no one left. I almost didn't make it because this guy, Tupanamba, I didn't see him. He was disguised in between the colonies, I didn't notice him. And we almost weren't able to declare him, but that pulse event, that stab pulse event, saved our life. That stab pulse event saved our life, man. Oh, man, I was so afraid we're going to have to keep reloading the same year over and over again for pulse event. Time to watch it all fall, chat. All right, time to watch the empire fall. And finally, we saw our nation crumble to basically 1444 borders, except for a couple exceptions. And I've never experienced a country exploding like this. But yes, as soon as a month tick passed by after we completed the World Conquest, since we had so many rebels, we broke to all rebel demands. Every single rebel demand was broken to. And as you can see, it's just a never-ending screen until we finally get to the last bit, which is coming right now. Coming right now. Coming right now. Just a little bit more screens. Almost done. Almost there. And there. And that is the end of this video, end of the series. We successfully completed the pre-1600 World Conquest. Then we saw our nation crumble into dust. Would you be able to complete another World Conquest from this position? Honestly, probably. Yeah, you could. I send the save to Zlevik. Now, DM, message him, comment on his latest video, tell him, play Habibi's pre-1600 World Conquest. Save that save. Save the save, Zlevik. Or not, it doesn't really matter. Anyways, later guys, see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Okay, if this gets 100,000 views on YouTube, I will do this World Conquest pre-1821 again on this run. If this YouTube video gets 100,000 views, 100,000, I will do this. I will conquer the entire world from this point.